Here in the next village. And here's a very beautiful church, type that you rarely see in Bulgaria. Yeah, it must be a Bulgarian Orthodox church. It looks like a very, I don't know, kind of different one. Never seen anything like this here. It looks so almost like Catholic. Very interesting. Let's check this out. What a magical area this is. Look. There's all houses that are abandoned around me. Except that one with the satellite dish. With these green hills. It's a very, very cool area to explore here. Fortunately, the church is closed. Again, here's a cemetery. It's right under these huge trees. Too bad, I wish I could go inside here. Kirill and Metodi up there. Interesting, very. Here's a sort of family checkpoint. Used to be. We could probably come, like family health, like come with your kids, I guess. Maybe reproductive health, not quite sure. Here's again a cute dog checking on me. And what I'm doing here. What got my eye right there is a statue. Don't know of whom, but let's check it out. Yeah, definitely one of the more underprivileged areas of Bulgaria. This gentleman sitting here. Let's see what's up. Здравейте. Добър ден.
Къде тръгна?
Надолу и после Кюстендил.
Защо идваш в Кюстендил?
Не може ли да се обиколиш така? Или трябва обратно?
Пак?
Ага.
Он е нагоре.
Да.
И той го е дара,
да. Добре.
С него ти си лош.
Мога ли да снимам статуята само?
Кой?
Този.
Не ти разбраме.
Дали мога да снимам това?
Може.
Седнете спокойно, стойте, нямам проблем.
Не го сниме.
Добре. Ще ми е интересно.
Тръгно е това. Опни звъненът в влезе.
Ага. Да, ще правя. Спокойно.
Хайде.
Носи кучето само.
Хайде. Кой ти пречи?
Не. Много хубаво. Как е живота при вас?
Седим мачове се забоява. Що да прави?
Да.
От градо ли си ти?
От Холандия.
От къде?
Холандия.
Холандия?
Да.
Епа, тук в градо живееш? Или при...
София.
При Рико?
София. Аз живея в София. Работя.
Там ли работиш?
Да. Да.
Ако. Я имам внук. Амон в Англия ли е?
В Англия?
Да.
Ага.
Он е на там с жена.
Добре.
6 месеца беше, 5 цял 6 месеци идва.
Ага. А дойдат ли да ви гостуват или?
Кое?
Дойдат ли да ви гостуват?
Не,
на гости?
Не дойдат.
Ага. От колко време са там?
5 месеца и половина, слушай, половин месец и беше. Та викаше, че ще седи още.
Да.
С жена му се там.
Добре. Добре, ще гледам тук.
Влези, не бой се.
Меси. Statue here.
Да, то паметни кой го направил биде майстор.
Да.
Църквата е заве.
А същите от същия човек.
Аха.
Uh-huh. The statue is made by the same person as the church, just so. В почитанието памета за родината. It's for all those who have fallen for the country. И зад него е училище или?
Аха.
Ага.
А има един па.
Да?
Се оженил там. Он е сена там.
Ага.
Ел тая кашка ще биеш. Он не бе ту.
Добре, добре.
Он е знае, готвач е там.
Готвач?
Да.
Ресторант няма.
Не знам в коя държава. Ама он е от здравната.
Добре.
Има 20 години.
Пенсионер?
Да.
Ама чужденец?
Ага.
Добре, добре.
То жена му се вървие тука.
Ми супер. Затварям.
Гледайте зато. Ако муши за железото, готово.
Да.
Ай. Готово. Ай.
Готово. Живи здрави.
Ай. Ай.
Само гледам тук. Айде.
Ай.
Довиждане. Interesting. So there's also a cook who lives here with his wife. Pensioners from abroad. So that's quite remarkable that there's foreigners here even. Apparently there are. Yeah, quite cool. It's not a baby's cry, that's a cat. Like, baby's cry is probably a very rare sound here. Unfortunately. This is a cool village here. It's like almost Serbia. This is one of the most, probably, the strange thing is that it's very close to Sofia. But in terms of development, or at least history, time warp, you're very far back here, much more than in other remote parts of the country, I would say. So here we come to the, let's say, central part of this village, which means that there is, or there was, a place to drink, obviously. Pivnica. Well, unless you've been to Serbia, or if you know the Balkans very well, you wouldn't see the difference, but this looks so much like Serbia. Even though it's not, it has remarkable influence, a lot of it, and essentially you're just on the border. It's not your typical Bulgarian village. This has a lot of contrast, trust me. A lot of similarity with Serbia. Striking even. It's interesting, just the architecture, everything, the signs even, the type of buildings, that they're bigger, just the whole style of it, everything. Screams Serbia to me. Here again you can see empty store. Just sell rakia, kanobatska. Still see the bottles of everything here. Anyway, not that interesting perhaps. A bit trouble focusing. See an old German car here. Like an import from Germany, second hand, I guess. There's just nobody left. I could explore this area for ages. This is very, very much more interesting than I anticipated. Wow. This old Russian car, I don't know how you pronounce the brand, but it's very cool. Used to transport wood mostly, trees. Interesting, interesting. It's probably wood inside the structure, but yeah, there is, but I put some sort of let's say cement on it, just so it doesn't keep expanding, shrinking with the frost and heat, crumble apart. Guess this one's still inhabited. You can see a very old, yeah, it's in a good shape. Shed as well. Here another thing from communism, could have been some, yeah, the type of services building, don't know what exactly, doesn't matter. I'm going because it's almost sunset, so I could explore here forever. This is really my type of travel. Maybe too, it's very weird. It 12 persons will be bored or freaked out, or they just think it's not interesting. To me it's fascinating, all of it, from beginning to end. It fascinates me, this area. Just very, very interesting. Post office, which mostly often they still work, because post is, well, still exists even in these places. You get what it says, письмата се събират в 8 часа, which means that the post is collected at 8 in the morning. I don't know if that's each day, probably not. And it says keep your distance, so that's also been going on here. In the back we have a toilet and the green hills. Time to move on.